Montreal police have arrested two men, both from the same family, in connection with what's being called an elaborate fraud scheme that involved taxis. The two suspects were arrested this morning in three separate raids in homes in Montreal and in Laval. This follows an investigation that began earlier this year. Now, Caroline, these men are accused of stealing money from over 100 customers. One of them doesn't even have a driver's license.
Incredible but true, Mitsumi. Police received 157 complaints totaling over $400,000 in fraud and suspect there may be more victims out there. The two men who were arrested this morning, aged 33 and 30, were both known to police. One of them had a permit to drive a cab for a while but lost it sometime between July of 2014, which is when the scheme began, and now the other one didn't even have a legitimate driver's license but was still driving customers around or driving to aid his accomplice. Now, all of this came to light after customers started telling police that they'd noticed that after hailing cabs and being asked to pay debit by the driver, that their bank accounts had been drained of money. Police say the first reports of this came last summer and then began intensifying early this year in January and February. And from the victims' stories, police soon realized that the cab driver's MO was to distract the clients by being friendly, chatting them up, and then switching their debit cards for others so that they could withdraw cash later. They would talk up the customers to try to get personal information from them as well, such as date of birth. And police didn't go public with the scheme because they wanted the men to continue until they caught them. And this morning, they believe they did.
While obviously there is an investigation that needs to be done, we need to gather information. We know that there's a fraud being committed, but we need to locate these individuals with the help from the public, with the complaints that were filed. We're able to slowly but surely get a lead on these two suspects, and we were able to arrest them on Wednesday, June 17th.
Now, the pair will appear in Quebec court tomorrow to face charges of theft, fraud, and conspiracy. Police do not believe that the taxi industry was involved in this. They were lending the suspects taxis and even giving them cards to hand out as receipts, but police believe that the taxi companies just didn't know that they were defrauding customers. All of the victims also hailed the cab, so there was no record of a call and dispatch that could trace the drivers. So police say it's safer to call a cab than hail one off the street. And they also do believe there could be more arrests to come and that there are more victims out there. So they want anyone who thinks they were victims of this taxi debit fraud scheme to go to their local police stations and make a report. Mitsumi?
Thank you very much, Caroline. And that's Caroline Van Vlodegen in the newsroom.